Hello there, shavelings. When I was giving my talk at the Houston Zen Center on Sunday, I got a question near the end in which the questioner kind of took something I said in an unexpected direction. Let's say I couldn't really follow exactly the direction, but she took it in a direction of trying to take what I said to address a specific big world problem that's going on right now. And it doesn't actually matter what the specific problem is in order for me to say what I want to say about it. So if you're watching this the day I put it up, you're thinking of, a certain set of specific world problems. If you're watching 5 years from the day I put it up, those problems have all been forgotten, probably, hopefully. And there's a whole new set of world problems, and people 10,000 years ago had a whole set of big insurmountable world problems to worry about, and people 10,000 years from now will have big insurmountable world problems to think about. So the point is, it doesn't matter what the specific problem is. And she was asking me about what I would do about that. And I thought about it, and here I am on the spot, trying to give this talk to a bunch of people. There were 62 people tuned in on Sunday for my talk, which was a larger number than I'd anticipated. So I had to kind of think about it, and I thought about it in terms of dokusan. So dokusan is something that I do in my line of work. It's a private interview where I'm on a retreat or something, or I'm leading the retreat, and people come to me one by one, and we sit and we talk for a few minutes. And most of the time, dokusan is fairly easy. It's not not that big of a deal. But I never know what the next person is going to bring to me. So I could get 10 in a row where people just kind of want to chat about Dogen and philosophy, and then I get one with somebody who has a really serious problem that they're facing right now, and that they're distressed and they're in need of help. So I have to try to think of how to deal with that. Now, if I were to look at myself objectively from up here or outside, or even the way I think of myself most of the time, I wouldn't put me in a room with people who have serious problems. I don't feel like I am at all qualified. I don't have specific training in how to deal with people's serious personal difficulties, and I don't often know the people very well, so sometimes all I have to go on is what they look like and what they tell me. I don't have any sort of background. I don't have years of knowledge of this person who's coming into me, and I have to respond to that. And that's a difficult position that I put myself in on a regular basis, which I don't know. You probably should make sure I don't do that anymore. But a lot of people feel like I do it pretty well. I get people complimenting me for it, and I'm not saying that to brag. I'm just saying that surprises me. It surprises me that somebody would come to me after a dokusan and say, "Oh, that really made me feel better," because I'm kind of going, "Oh my God, what am I going to do with this?" And what I do is I try to see what I can say or do right now. Right here, right now, in this place, with these people in this room, with this person in this room. And sometimes these people, if I'm in a foreign country and they feel they need a translator for dokusan, that happens sometimes. But mostly it's just me and one other person. And I try to think of what I can say or what I can do right now. And in order to do that, I have to kind of put aside any preconceived notions about what I believe and what my buildup of standard ways of dealing with problems and everything. It's like an improvisation a bit, in music, where you're kind of stuck going, that played that note, what am I going to play? You kind of have to come up with something on the fly. And I think that's the way things always are. I was just out walking Ziggy, the dog, just before I came on here to do this video. And as I'm walking, I'm thinking about all the big world problems that are going on right now. And I was sort of thinking about this video and how I would talk about it and the topic that I wanted to talk about. And I just noticed, well, what I have to do right now is walk this dog. It requires my attention because he's a bit of a runner. He's run away from us 3 times, and we almost lost him one of those times, twice, when he ran across a busy road. So I gotta make sure his harness stays on. I gotta make sure he stays close to me and that he doesn't bolt off. I gotta make sure if he poops somewhere that I pick it up, because I don't want to be one of those people that leaves the poop behind. All these things I have to kind of watch out for. So that's what I need to focus on, that thing right now. When it comes to big world problems, they are beyond me. There's not that much I can do to solve them, no matter what it is. It doesn't matter which one you're thinking of right now that you think you've got the solution to. I've thought that too. And when I kind of look at it, I go, nah, I don't really have the solution to it. There's even if I knew what everybody should be doing right now instead of what they are doing, it doesn't matter. But because who's going to listen to me? How am I going to convince them of that? It's beyond me. I can't do it. So what I try to focus on is what is going on at this moment, what is facing me at this moment, and try to take care of that as best I can. This kind of revolves around that whole idea, the bodhisattva vow. Beings are numberless. I vow to save them. And as I've mentioned, I'm sure, on this YouTube channel and in books and everywhere else, my friend Rob once said, I vow to save all beings from myself. And that's kind of, I think, the best way to look at the bodhisattva vow, is I vow to save all beings from myself. I am going to try to watch myself and my actions and how I deal with these things that come right in front of me, right here and right now, and do the best I can with those. And as far as the big world problems are concerned, well, I can sit here and worry about them, but really, in the end, whether I worry about them or whether I come up with a perfect solution or whether I go on Twitter and say, you all should be doing this, or whatever I do about them, no matter how much of that stuff I do, I'm going to be swept along with whatever tide is going right now. And I can try to see if I see other people who are being swept along with that tide and see what I can do for them if they're right next to me. We're in the tide together, continuing the metaphor. And that's really about all I can do. I can't stop the tide. I can't reverse the course of events that are well beyond me as an individual. There's not that much I can do, but there is a lot I can do in the individual one-to-one meetings I have or encounters I have with real people in real time, right here and right now. And to me, that's what the Bodhisattva vow is all about, and that's how I tried to answer that question, that difficult question I got. So I am going to go back and continue writing my book. I've gotten to a point where I feel like it's starting to come together. I have no idea when it'll be done. It's just one of these things that you can't tell, but I'm about a third of the way into the second draft of the book, and it's starting to look like a book instead of just a big jumble of different ideas that I was throwing out there. So that's what I'm going to work on for the rest of my day, and that's how I'm going to try to do something about the tide of world events. And how you do something about the tide of world events is up to you, but guaranteed the things you do on an individual level, they are going to help. You just have to have a little bit of faith. And I have faith that you will continue to donate to me, that's a bad transition, by sending your donations to the address you're seeing on the screen below. That is the main way I make my living, and I really appreciate all of you who continue to support me. That really, it makes it all possible, and it makes it all worthwhile, and it makes me feel like I'm doing something, so that's great. If you're in financial difficulties, don't send me any money, because I'm not totally desperate, but the reason I'm not totally desperate is because people continue to send in. So I thank you very much. Have a good time all the time. See you later. Bye.